Hey, Symposium listeners. Have you ever listened to our A Song of Ice and Fire coverage and wanted to chime in live with your thoughts? Or wanted us to cover a property of your choice?
Introducing the Symposium Review Contest. The contest is open now and closes on August 31st, 2026.
Here's how you can enter. Leave us a 5-star review on any podcatcher and send us a screenshot to earn an entry. You can leave reviews on as many platforms as you want, and each screenshot counts as an entry.
If you want an extra incentive, every review you submit on or before April 30th, 2026 will be counted as 2 entries.
If you win, you get to pick one of the following 3 options.
Option 1, join us for an A Song of Ice and Fire wrap-up episode after we have read A Dance with Dragons.
Option 2, get us to watch or read or otherwise consume a piece of media to cover on the podcast.
Option 3 is the same as option 2, but you get to also be on the podcast episode with us.
We will have a minimum of 2 winners. One winner will be the person who earned the most entries, and a second winner will be chosen through random draw. If interest is high, a third winner may also be chosen.
So folks, get those reviews in on or before August 31st, 2026. We look forward to chatting with you in fall of 2026.
And now on to the episode. Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Nav and my pronouns are they, them.
And my name's Harmit and my pronouns are Hershey, like the chocolate.
And this is A Dance with Dragons, chapters 35 and 36. Jon and Daenerys. In these chapters, Jon and Daenerys are like, let's go for a walk. Chalo a pasear kar chaliye. Welcome to the podcast, everyone. So, Harmit, who died in these chapters?
I'm gonna be so for real with you. I don't think that anybody died in these chapters. Well, okay, sorry. So the people that Jon and Party, as previous you would say, the people that Jon and Party come across, there are a couple of dead people there. I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then Daenerys.
Oh, like a few of the people have died. Like a lot of people have died from the bloody flux.
Thank you. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think there's not any named deaths, but still, that's all the same.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of these chapters?
They were good. I liked them, but definitely very chill compared to the last batch.
We kind of needed a break, honestly.
Yeah, totally. Like, they were good, but I just kind of was like, oh, okay. Like, even, yeah, I think Dany's chapter, yeah, I think both were kind of similar, where it was like, I don't know, I think Jon's chapter was a little bit better, but both of them kind of had that thing of like, oh no, the consequences of my actions a little bit, but also just like war, sad, bad, you know? But Jon's chapter was kind of saved by like the Stannis stuff, like it was interesting to kind of get insight there. So I think otherwise it just kind of was like typical, you know, but chill. Good vibes.
Coolio. So why don't you summarize the sad bad for us?
Okay, I will do my best.
All right. 3, 2, 1, Jon.
Okay, new recruits, yay, they need to say their vows. They chose the old gods. Jon's gonna take them out after this big snowstorm. Everyone's like, don't do that. You're not gonna come back. He goes. They get to a clearing with weirwoods. He's like, we'll do it here. Oh no, there's a bunch of free folk.
Switch.
Oh no, there's a giant. Oh, Dany. Okay, Dany's about to get married. Preparations are happening. Green Grace and the Resnack guy are like, you need to do this, and she's like, I don't want to do any of this bullshit. Goes and has dinner with her betrothed, I guess. But then Dario comes, so then she kind of ditches him and is like, bye. And then Dario and her are about to have sex, and Dario has news that Plum has abandoned them. I think that's everything that happened.
Okay, well, that was a minute. So one of them you got actually somewhere. You got past the walking to the talking.
Yeah.
Although you didn't mention Daddy's walk at all, so did you get past the
Oh,
walking?
wait. Okay, yeah, that all happens too. Wow, I was feeling good about myself, but I totally ignored her sort of being like, a ruler must feel what's it called? Your people?
Subjects.
Thank you. Yeah, I was like, what are they called? The little guys? Yeah.
The little guys, yeah, sure.
A ruler must feel their subject feel. I totally ignored her whole moment of all the things. I just focused on the wedding. Oops.
All right. So now that we know where your priorities lay, let's get started.
Slay.
Okay. So basically, John is riding out with some of the new recruits because they want to swear their vows in front of the old gods, and apparently the closest weirwoods are north of the wall. Like, I like it's 2 hours north of the wall. There's none 3 hours south of the wall. Like,
Right.
we're still in the north. Why are there no weirwoods?
Maybe it's like, I thought it was like you had to, like, just because you're a commander of the Night's Watch, like, you had to go north of the wall to go do it, not south of the wall. Because then it's like...
Yeah, but the gift and the new gift and all of that belongs to the watch, so...
Yeah. I guess they could have done that.
I don't know. I guess we know that there's definitely, like, a weirwood growing in the Night Fort, but I don't quite know, like, how long of a distance that is from Castle Black.
Right. Yeah.
And, like, there's gotta be other weirwoods. But whatever. The point is they're going to the weirwood grove where they went for John's swearing of the vows, which is north of the wall.
Yeah.
And they're doing this now because for the last 7 days, it just had been snowing basically nonstop. So they were kind of buried in, which it's not even quite winter yet. And this is the kind of weather they're getting. So love that. People don't love that he's doing this, you know? Dolores said is like, that's, you know, maybe people will say things. And he's like, well,
I wouldn't, but people.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've been, like, gazing out over the wall, so they're coming down on the winch, and John is noting how the ice looks like glass, and then he's like, oh, we should build some glass warehouses. If only we had the money.
Man. Oh.
Yeah,
only,
but
wouldn't it be so nice if Stannis was the one who had money and not the Lannisters?
And it's also he's talking about, like, just how rare, like, good clear glass is and how expensive he can be, and he's like, if we had the money, the best thing would be to, like, buy some glass workers and then promise them their freedom in return for teaching our people how to do the glass work, which is interesting. And also then I was like, okay, so he's referencing these because they had glass greenhouses at Winterfell. Did those survive Ramsay's burning down of the castle?
I don't know.
I don't think so, but that sucks.
I doubt
like
it.
Thinking about just how, like, rare and expensive that kind of an endeavor is.
Yeah. Ugh.
And the Boltons are heading there now. They are probably beating themselves up for, you know, not having access to fresh food grown in those greenhouses. Okay.
That's true, yeah. Because now, like, they have to bring their own provisions rather than, like, be able to use the ones of the place that they're going to.
Yeah. So they have, it's about a 2 hours ride. He's like, we'll be back by midnight. No biggie. Which I'm like, okay, why are you leaving so late in the day?
Oh,
that you're gonna be back by midnight?
Yeah. Like, maybe it just was like, that's when the weather cleared up sort of thing. Like, maybe it was still bad earlier. But yeah, it does kind of feel like a bad decision for sure.
It's giving like they're going out after sunset or like around sunset. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
That's just a bad decision. And obviously Bowen Marsh is like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, Bowen Marsh is really never having it with John, it seems.
Yeah, and like no offense to the guy, like, he does make some good points, but he just never relents on anything.
Mm-hmm.
And to also be fair to him, Jon also never relents on anything. Like, this,
Yeah.
like, this is not this, of all their battles that they've been, having, this is a minor one.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, one of them should let it be, but they're both like,
Yeah.
no. Jon's like, I'm gonna do it, and Bowen Marsh is like, I'm gonna oppose it. So yeah,
Yeah.
just like, and this is, and he's like kind of like the second in charge here. So Jon,
Mhm.
you might want to just like,
Get him on your side?
yeah,
Yeah.
like give. He's talking about how none of these people like initially worship the old gods, but Jon's like, well, now they do, so that's all I care, and that's fair. But maybe, like I said, send them south. Maybe it'll be a day's ride instead of 2 hours, but like it can be done,
Mhm. Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, then we get a description of like who all the new recruits are. There's this kid named Horse who had been born and raised in Molestown. Aaron and Emmerich come from Fair Isle. Satin comes from the brothels of Old Town. Leather and Jax uh are free folk, I think, right? Sons of the Haunted Forest, yeah. Because like Leather later is speaking the true tongue or the old tongue, or I forget, because I'm so used to
Yeah, he's speaking
with Bran they were talking about the true tongue, but I think this is the old tongue.
Yeah, it's the old tongue.
Yeah. And they're the only two of the 63 free folk that Jon had recruited from Moletown that are wanting to take the Black Cloak. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
And they've already all been assigned to their like guild. I don't know what it's called, but like, who's gonna be a steward, who's gonna be a builder, who's gonna be a ranger, those kinds of things.
Yeah, to an order.
Yeah. Oh, order. Thank you. And
honestly, I think the sweetest part of this chapter was like the way that he thinks about his brothers, Like I feel like there's multiple times in this chapter where he's like, these are good men. They're loyal. Like I just feel like he's kind of a fangirl of his men. And I respect that, Like
fair.
Like even the new guys, he's like already kind of fond of them.
Yeah. No, he's definitely got the camaraderie, and yeah. It is cool. So they're out riding, like they've gone past the wall now. They're on their way. And Iron Emmett, who has been training all the recruits, kind of saddles up to Jon and is like, so I heard there was some trouble at Harlot's Tower last night. Harlot's Tower, as it's being called now, but is actually Harden's Tower. This is like the place that Jon used to sleep when he first arrived at the wall.
Yeah.
It's the tower that he's given to all the women that he recruited from the free folk. And yeah, apparently some drunkards try to get in and have their way with the women, and they were turned away. Which is a nice way of saying that, I guess. But Jon's like, interestingly, it's those that they turned away that gave the tower its new name. So are the women the harlots, or are these jackasses the harlots? Is just okay. Yeah, people suck. And Iron Emmett is like, you can't really trust people's word that they're not going to be raping these women. Like, you gotta put guards around them. And then Jon's like, but then who's gonna guard the guards? This is that same thing where Jon's like, it's fine, we don't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
But then he later is like, you know what? Actually, Bowen Marsh is not 100% wrong. Like, something might go wrong. And his plan is that he's gonna open more castles along the wall, and one of them is gonna be all women. So that's how that's gonna be. And he's like, and Iron Emmett is like, what kind of fool is gonna be given command of that? and Jon's like, oh, I'm riding right beside him. And it says the look of mingled horror and delight that passed across Iron Emmett's face was worth more than a gold sack of gold. Because he's like, oh my god, I'm gonna be in command, but also, oh my god, I'm gonna be in charge of all these women that are probably gonna hate my guts. So
yeah. Oh my god.
Okay, and then also newsflash. I mean to give you Dolorous Ed as your second and your steward.
Yeah. Dude,
So his
you need
last
him.
remaining friend, he's just like,
Mhm.
you two can leave.
Yeah. John needs to stop. Like,
Yeah,
this
so
is
what?
your one companion right now.
So what would you recommend he do instead?
Not give him to him? Like, give him someone else?
Right. Yeah. What do you think of all of John? Like, he's obviously picking his best guys to be in command of all these other places, which makes sense. And but he seems to be taking the keep your friends close, but your enemies closer a little too to the heart. Like his enemy,
Yeah.
like after this, he has nothing but enemies. Like,
Yeah. I think, like, I think there's a world where you don't send all of your best people to go do every other good castle. Like, I feel like, if, like, okay, there are I don't know the names of any of these castles, like, as in, like, which one's where, okay? So let's say there's, like, 2 castles that are further away. Like, if you already have a really good guy at, like, castle number 1, then maybe you don't also have to send an amazing guy to castle number 2. Like,
you
I feel
can
like
kind of like vary them so that
yeah,
there's enough of your good guys to keep the not so good guys in check.
exactly. And then also, like, because you know how with okay, correct me if I'm wrong, because with some of the, like, for example, the cat, like, at Castle Black, the passages are open, so then it's even more important to have, like, John and everybody there, right? And
Yes.
for some of them, like, for most of them, they were closed, right? But for some of them, were we gonna open them, or we wanted to keep them
Mm,
closed?
I don't think he has plans to be opening any other tunnels. The
Okay,
current ones are at Eastwatch,
okay, cool.
Castle Black, and the Shadow Tower.
Okay, but, like, I guess, like, just the ones that are, like, right by the sea, like, maybe get them, make sure they're really good. The castles where
Well,
you've noticed
those
there's
have
more.
already been like
Yeah,
the ones. Yeah.
but just make sure, like, you're, like, those can be, like, when he was sending people there, it makes sense that he sent his best people.
Okay.
And then, like, let's say you're noticing activity at this one castle where, like, there usually isn't that much, but now you're like, oh, we're worried about, like, someone breaking in over the wall, whatever. Then, like, sure, I feel like there's room for things to change, but, like, you should not be immediately sending all your people, especially, like, there's gotta be other, and, like, that's the thing also. I think, like, he needs to, like, which is also the thing that would come with him, like, kind of, like, I don't know, building his own reputation and everything. And, like, I know he has rapport with, like, a few people, like, especially, like, he likes the people who are, like, fighting in the yard. He likes some of his new recruits here. He's getting to know them here. And I get that, but I just feel like he needs to take that a little bit further and maybe, like, train some people who aren't there yet, so that it's not like he's sending mediocrity to other places, but it's, like, people that he just, like, is slowly building faith in. Like, he's just not there
Mm-hmm.
yet. You know what I mean? Like, and I
Right.
know that they, like, don't have that many people and there's just not that many options, but still, like, at the end of the day, like, you need to be okay in order to keep everything else okay. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
unfortunately, that has to be the level of priority. Like, it's not selfish for you to keep some people around to, like, protect your ideas, protect your identity, protect you physically, protect your heart, all the
Right.
things.
Okay. Cool. So, and one of the things that Iron Emmett suggests is that he should put the Magnar of Then in charge of one of the castles. And John's like,
Mhm.
I would if I could trust him,
Mhm.
but he does not like me, and he's used to being in charge and not having to obey anyone. So,
Mhm.
um, yeah, I'm not gonna be able to do that right now. And John's like, yeah, I'll think about what I can do with him.
Mhm.
Um, and he's also thinking about how Halleck, Harma Doghead's brother that he kind of recruited, he was one of the recruits from the Free Folk,
Mhm.
has also been causing trouble in the yard. He already cut off a builder's ears. That's not good.
Mm-hmm.
And likely, if things continue, the tensions are going to build and there's going to be like straight up like fighting. And he can't have that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's thinking about all this as they're approaching the grove of weirwoods. And it says, John smelled Tom Barleycorn before he saw him. Or was it Ghost who smelled him? Of late, Jon Snow sometimes felt as if he and the direwolf were one even awake.
Wow.
So,
okay, John.
yeah. I guess even though he's not actively honing his warging, it just seems like it's happening just because they're like together all the time and at the wall and magic and things are just mixing together. And
yeah, and I think like they're
and then maybe he can send Ghost to be one of the commanders because it's basically him.
Stop. That's a life hack.
Then he'll have literally no one by his side.
Absolutely not. If he sends Ghost anywhere, that's a terrible idea. Okay, wait. I see a spider on the wall. Let me kill it.
Oh, you killer. Spiders as big as hounds.
Oh my god. Okay. Killed.
Yeah.
Sorry.
If he sends Ghost away, then he will literally have no one by his side. So maybe not. Bad. Maybe not.
Yeah.
But so Tom is the person that he has been scouting for them, and he says that in the grove there's 9 free folk and there's a giant is one of them. Mm-hmm. So we gotta approach this carefully, and they spread out and like instead of riding in, they get off their horses and approach on foot, and they basically surround the grove. And it takes the free folk because they're like so tired and injured and just starved and everything that it takes them even a second to realize that they've been surrounded. Mm-hmm. And there's like a moment of tense, like the giant wakes up and he's like ready to challenge them all, and John's like, we could take the giant down, but it's gonna mean that we lose some of our people, definitely.
Yeah.
And so there's kind of like this stalemate, and that's when John hears Leather talk to the giant and the old tongue, and they like go back and forth for a bit, and then the giant finally like kind of looks at the trees and drops his weapon, and it's like, okay, Leathers is like, fine, they don't want to fight either, they know that we're here to pray too, just like let's just not fight. And they've agreed to that.
This was sweet. Good job, Leathers. I like you did good.
Yeah, no, I like this guy, and I want to know more about him. Like, you know, he's one of the free folk, and not all the free folk know the old tongue, so he clearly has like some connections to either like a clan that speaks the old tongue or like a close connection with giants or something. Mm-hmm. And
can you remind me exactly what the old tongue like is so the old tongue is different than the true tongue.
The true tongue is like the children of the forest,
right? That's like so exclusive.
The old tongue is like what the giants and like the first men spoke.
Okay, got it.
And now they speak the common tongue. Oh my god, I just give the languages some names, George. Like,
get over your tongue, man.
Yeah, and even like it's so weird that even like in Volantis they'll be like, you speak the common tongue instead of being like, you speak Westerosi. Like, it's not the common tongue in Volantis. Like, why?
Right. Oh, totally. Yeah.
Sorry, off my rant for languages.
No, that makes sense. Ugh, even in fiction, like George R. R. Martin, this is how obviously it's great when like fiction is based off like real life and like whatever, and it's like, you know, critiquing Westeros can become like critiquing America or like critiquing the West, whatever, right? But sometimes it's just annoying because I'm like, it's like real life transferred in, where it's like American.
We don't read fantasy to think about real life. We read fantasy to get away from real life.
Totally, yeah. Also, this whole chapter, I feel like not the whole chapter, but during this sequence when they're like surrounded by like the weirwoods, whatever. Oh my god, the descriptions are like really hitting me. Like he's talking about like the weirwood eyes and the faces, and he's talking about how the eyes looked black, but in daylight they would have been blood red. And then like he's talking about how like the dark red leaves are like blood red. And I know it was hitting me because of the chapters we just read, but I just was like, oh my god. Because before I always was like, wow, the red's so pretty, it's so bright, whatever.
And now we know that Bran could literally be watching, so.
That too. I was like, oh my god, are we gonna get to a Bran chapter and he's gonna be like, I saw my brother, but I couldn't. Like, you know, I couldn't, like, that time of my life is over. I'm a man grown now.
Right.
You know?
Wait, although that does bring a curious question. Because Bloodraven was like, you know, the things you're seeing there of the past, you talking, like, you can't talk to your dad because that never happened. Like, you can't change the past.
Can you talk
But if
in
he
the present?
talked to somebody live, can he talk through the weirwoods? Like, if John's praying at this weirwood and, like, you know, he just zooms in, Skypes in, a little FaceTime.
I feel like he wouldn't be able to, because that would be like such a life hack. I feel like it's more like maybe
hack.
No, maybe like if John's like, oh dear old gods, give me a sign.
Give me a sign.
And then he can
the
like
tree like breaks a branch, like
yeah, exactly. Like
a leaf drops on his head.
Yeah, he's like, give me a sign that I should do this. Does something versus doesn't do something, you know?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, still a way to communicate, if not like directly like talking through the tree.
Yeah, but it would like I think the person would totally have to be open to that and like asking for that. Like if I'm just praying and the tree's rustling, you know, I might not clock it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's like every like 2000s Indian like show where they'd be like praying in front of the god and be like, give me a sign, and then like a flower drops in their hands or something.
Totally. That's exactly where I pulled that straight from. Oh my god, no, totally. I love, and it's so simple and it's so good. And then when Bridgerton did that too, well, Bridgerton didn't do exactly that, but like did very similar things. Like when Bridgerton pulled from that, it just was like, man, this is so good. Like, just, I feel like something about, like, the certainty and, like, just, like, the part of your brain that's like, I want this to be, like, orderly. It's perfect, you know?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Okay, so back to this. They come to an agreement that they're gonna pray. There's not gonna be any carnage.
Okay, wait, I had a thing to bring up. Just before they like come upon this clearing, right? John has a thought where he's like he's thinking about like how difficult it's been like with the Thens and whatever, and like how tired he is, whatever. And he's like, sometimes I wondered if I made a grievous mistake by preventing Stannis from marching all the wildlings off to be slaughtered. Was Stannis gonna do that?
He was gonna put them in the vanguard and then they would very likely die. Okay,
cool. Yes, he was gonna do that. Okay. I was like, I do not remember this one bit. Okay, cool.
All right. So John even offers them, like, first he's like, why have you been, like, huddled here when you're struggling so much? Why not come to the wall for help? And they're like, we heard stories that y'all be burning people. And you even burned Mance. And John's like, Melisandre has a lot to answer for. But out loud, he's like, no, I promise. I'm the Lord Commander. I have the authority. I promise you we will not harm you if you come. And yeah, you'll be fed and cared for and no one will burn you. Just come with us. And then it seems like they agree. So right before they can actually be on their way, they got to do the thing that they came to do, which is swear these new guys in. So they do the whole, night gathers and now my watch begins, which is very similar to the night is dark and full of terrors, if we really think about it.
Wow, yeah.
Right? Like, a little crossover moment. It shall not end until my death. I am the shield that guards the realms of... I'm the sword in the darkness, the shield that guards the realms of men. I pledge my life and honor to the Night's Watch for this night and all the nights to come. But I guess you can be free during the days. I don't know.
No, the nights are. It's the long night. You know.
Yes. Of course, I just make fun. That's what I do. Okay.
But Jon is also using this opportunity to pray for Arya, so not completely sticking to his duties.
Well, he doesn't have. He's already taken them.
I know, but still, like, you ain't as focused as you think you are sometimes, Jon. But
all
yeah,
right. So
he's let
they do
Mance
the thing.
Go. Do the thing.
Yeah, exactly. I think we get a little bit more details about that in a bit, but we'll get to that. Yeah, so rise now as men of the Night's Watch, and then they rise up. Yay, they're now part of the Watch. Blue. And then, I don't know why I said blah, but I didn't mean it. I promise I didn't. It takes them a lot longer to get back than it did to get there because they have, like, injured people in tow and, you know, they're going to a horse this time, that kind of thing. He even is bringing back the corpses, which he later confines to the ice cells. Thoughts?
What is he? Is this for Melisandre? Is this the trade?
What?
Like, for her fires or some shit? Like, what is he gonna do with? Because he's like, and like a few times he makes reference to, like, I have a use for the corpses. Oh, maybe we'll get a few corpses on our way. Like, what else could this, like, literally, what else would this sudden need for corpses be? I feel like this is some sort of trade with Melisandre of, like, I save your thing, you give me bodies for the fire, or, like, you give me bodies to, like, maybe she's gonna use the bodies to summon her, like, stone dragon or whatever. Like, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah, why would, because, yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so they bring the corpses back. They bring all the people. The one guy who's really injured, they have to basically tie him on the back of the horse. The one guy, one of the, what are they called? Is it Hornfoot men? Who has got such bad Hornfoot. No, Hornwood is different.
Oh. Oops.
Lady Hornwood is the lady that Ramsay locked up and had her
starved so that she ate her own fingers. Yeah. Yes, sorry. Yeah. Oh my god, they mentioned both Hornfoot in this chapter and it confused
clan
me.
People, they never wear shoes. But this guy, like, even so their, like, feet are usually acclimated to the climates, but it's so bad that this guy has got frostbite on his feet and he's probably gonna lose them. But he scares just a whole lot of stuff is happening. And it takes them until dawn before they even see the wall again, which is quite a bit later than midnight, Jon.
Just a little.
Yeah, he was like, I promise I'll be back, and then he doesn't turn up, like, more than double the time that he was supposed to be gone for. And then they get let in, and Tullet comes to let them through, and he's like, oh, you got a giant with you, and we might need some butter to slide that one through the tunnels. And Jon's like, I think he'll fit unbuttered. And he's so big that he has to be, like, crawl on his hands and knees through the tunnel, which is wild, because I don't know if they ride their horses through the tunnel, but they, like, horses definitely, like, get through the tunnel, no problem, right? And he's at least 14 feet.
Wow.
And even bigger than Mag the Mighty, like the guy who was in charge of the giants and was killed under the wall, struggling with Donald Noy and that whole thing.
Yeah.
And he puts Leathers in charge of the giant because he can actually talk to the guy. And is like, get him fed, make sure he's warm, and make sure he doesn't get into any trouble. And so that's what Leathers does. And he sends the corpses off to the ice cells. He has all the injured people, be seen for their injuries, make sure that they're fed, all the things. And then he gets back to his room where Clytus has dropped off a letter. And at first he's like, oh, it's going to be like, Eastwatch or the Shadow Tower. But it's Stannis. And he's telling, the letter says, we got Deepwood Mott and the mountain clans have joined us, and we had other help, unexpected but most welcome. From a daughter of Bear Island, Ellison Mormont, whose men name her the She-Bear, hid fighters inside a gaggle of fishing slops and took the Iron Man unawares where they lay off the strand. Greyjoy's longships are burned or taken, her crews slain or surrendered. The captains, knights, notable warriors, and others of high birth we shall ransom or make other use of. The rest I mean to hang.
Dude.
So, doesn't specify, Asha's fate. It does say that, she was counting on her ships being far enough away that they would be fine, but, Ellison Mormont saw that they weren't.
Unfortunately, she ate that.
I don't know. It's kind of like I'm cheering for both of them. So it's
exactly.
Hard to,
No, I literally was like, oh, girl boss. But then I was like, damn, this is the reason Asha wasn't able to get away.
Well, not quite.
Well, yeah, but
she never made it to the ships anyway.
I know, but she's on the other side,
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay, hearing about Ellison. So this is the second Mormont we've heard about in this book, because the first Mormont was Lyanna Mormont, who's a little baby girl, not a baby girl, but she's the youngest of the Mormonts, and she was the one that said, Bear Island knows no king but the king of the north, whose name is Stark.
Yes.
So she's clearly, for some reason, in charge of Bear Island, while Ellison has been off doing this stuff, I guess. And then I was thinking about all the Mormont ladies and just what was going on.
Yeah.
And so, as a reminder, Lady Mage Mormont, who is Jeor Mormont's sister, she's the one who's actually in charge of Bear Island. She was among the people who Robb sent. It was her and Galbert Glover who Robb sent up to Seaguard to then take separate ships to go find Greywater Watch, and they had that letter from him that said that Jon was his heir.
Right.
So we don't know what happened to her, and I think in that Asha chapter I had said Galbert Glover died at the Red Wedding. We don't actually know if he's dead. We just know that he went with one of those letters and was never seen again.
Dude, yeah, where the fuck are they, man?
Yeah. Yeah. And then Ellison's oldest sister, Daisy, I think was her name. She was the one that was killed at the Red Wedding because she was one of Robb's main guard people. Yeah. So Lady Mage Mormont, MIA. Galbert Glover, MIA. Ellison is here. Lyanna is on Bear Island. I think they have she has other daughters too that are in between somewhere, older than Lyanna, maybe younger than Ellison, so we don't know where they are either.
Wow.
But
a family of girl bosses.
Yeah, but also I'm Jon, give them your sword. It's really theirs.
Oh my god.
I get it, Jon, Mormont was his father figure, so that's why he passed it on. It's his sword now, and Valyrian steel, blah blah blah. But also I'm it's their sword too.
Yeah, maybe after we defeat these guys, we can give it back.
Yeah. All right. So then there's apparently Stannis's ranks are growing every day because people are joining him in the fight for Winterfell.
That's amazing.
And speaking of Winterfell, some of the people joining him are survivors from the battle outside the gates of Winterfell.
Wow.
AKA people who very likely know that Ramsay was the fucked upness in that situation. So that's compelling. And currently we are 5,000 strong. And I think he started off being 3,000 or somewhere between 3,000 to 4,000. So a bunch of people have joined him.
That's so good. Go off, Stannis.
Yeah. And we're marching to Winterfell because the Boltons are riding there. And he must not be allowed to restore the castle to its former strength. We march against him. Arnulf Karstark and Mors Umber will join us. And I'll save your sister if I can and find her a better husband than Ramsay Snow, which, okay, from out of the frying pan into the fire for her. Because, like, I don't think that, like, Stannis will, like, intentionally make, like, a sadistic person her husband, but I think he's just gonna go for whatever is most politically advantageous to him, and I don't like that either.
Yeah, totally. Oh.
Yeah. And and John's thinking about it, and he's like, Winterfell, it's interesting. A lot of battles had been fought there before, but never one without a Stark on either side, one side or the other. Sometimes
That's so
both.
Weird. Ugh.
And he's like, I know it's not really Winterfell how I remember it, but it still sucks and it hurts to think about it.
Yeah, man.
And
but then he kind of starts getting hopeful with it. He's like, oh, Arnold can bring... I wonder how many people Arnold can bring, how many Umbers can... I'm like, dude, stop. Stop it right now.
Yeah, but he's also, like, thinking strategically now that, like, Winterfell, even if they have the numbers... Winterfell itself could be a considerable advantage to whoever holds it. And he's thinking how Robert Baratheon would have seen that at once and moved swiftly to secure the castle with the forced marches and midnight rides for which he had been famous, but would Stannis be as bold? So he's basically like, if the Boltons get it, like, Stannis is very, like, no matter how much strength he has, he's gonna be at a very large disadvantage.
Yeah.
And he doesn't think that Stannis is gonna be bold enough to, like, march them across at like breakneck speed so that they get there before the Boltons. Do you think Stannis will get there before the Boltons?
I think he will. I feel like...
So he'll take Winterfell before the Boltons even get there?
I don't think so. I think he will try to... Hold on, I was just thinking. I think he will try to get there quickly, because I mean, if he uses his ears and, like, listens, I think he's got people who could also advise him to do that too. But I also think that, like, the Boltons would know to get there before Stannis, so they could actually set up the trap and do all the things. So I feel like it'll be like, he'll try, but it won't necessarily work. I don't think.
Yeah. I think if you look at a map, the Boltons are probably closer than Stannis to Winterfell.
Yeah.
So they also have less of a distance to go through.
And last time we saw them, like, they were already ready to go. And, like, sure, it sounds like Stannis is gonna go too, but, like, the letter was not giving... We're on our way, we're gonna get there so quick. Like, I think John might be right.
I think it does say that we're on our way, but
I just didn't feel that, like, urgency of, like, we're trying to get there before everybody, we're gonna... Like, I feel like he laid out things.
Well, doesn't he literally say he must not be allowed to restore the castle to its former strength? We march against him?
Yeah, but there's a difference between, like, we're gonna get there before him and, like, because he can't just get there and then instantly restore everything. Like, I think he gets that, like, ideally we get there first, but I don't think he's gonna be, like, breaking his neck to make it happen.
Okay. All right. Well, John thinks that he should move on Winterfell swiftly or not at all. Like, okay, say he can't get there before Bolton. Do you think he's still going to continue onwards?
I think he will, because I think his people are going to want to.
Fair enough. Yeah. And then he's thinking about Arya and is like, I don't, like, could it be that she's gotten away? Like, what's going on? Arya was always quick and clever, but in the end, she was just a little girl. And Roose Bolton is not the sort who would be so careless with a price of such great worth. Which is a funny line,
right?
Because Arya literally got away from him way back in, like, book 2. So
yeah, and he literally didn't even know, right? Like,
yeah. I think this one is just like a wink wink from George
R. Martin. Yeah,
I love when we just call him George. Like, he's I know, like, by all the, like, proper decorum, we should call him Martin. But I like calling him George.
It's fine. He's George.
Because old George sounds much better than like old Martin. Like,
yeah, old Marty, you know, we could call him
no.
Marty.
Old George. Okay. And then John's also thinking about how Ned never had any reason to complain of the Lord of the Dead fort. But even so, he had never trusted him with his whispery voice and his pale, pale eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, like, wish like that had been more grilled into Rob. And okay, also, I've been like doing some like rereadings and like random surveys into like I just like pick up a random thing and I'm like, I think about it and I'm like, oh, I wonder what.
Yeah.
It was Catelyn who was like, you should put Roose in charge of one part of your army.
Really,
And
it was? I thought she was the one who opposed
he's the more calculating leader.
Damn it.
So it's like, Catelyn, I guess you also didn't share your husband's mistrust of Roose, but yeah, just
That's
all
tough.
the things, you know, in hindsight.
That's
just all
tough.
the things.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. And this is what he thinks about how he had loosed Mance Rayder and his 6 spear wives on the north. And apparently Mance specifically asked for young and pretty spear wives.
Mm.
And remember he said he had some kind of a scheme in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And John's in his thoughts is calling Mance the unburnt king.
Mm-hmm.
So he like named some of the spear wives, and Dolores said helped smuggle them out of Molestown for this task.
Wow.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And John's like, I have a certain grudging admiration for this king beyond the wall, but the man was an oath breaker and a turncloak. And he had even less trust in Melisandre, yet somehow here he was, pinning his hopes on them.
Wow.
Johnny boy.
Yeah.
So basically, he's like, oh, you know, back in the day, I wanted to be a conqueror, but now I can't even conquer my doubts. What kind of a Lord Commander am I? And that's the end of his chapter.
Man, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Rip, John.
I don't know if there's anything to predict that we haven't already predicted on.
I literally don't have any predictions for you.
Okay, let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
Daenerys.
Dunny.
I'm gonna try to be so cheerful and not at all hateful.
Hey, this chapter wasn't egregious. Honestly, I liked Dany more than I usually do in this chapter.
Yeah, it's just that. So it starts with her insisting that she's the blood of the dragon, and have you ever seen a dragon with the flux?
Mm-hmm.
And apparently Viserys had claimed that Targaryens don't get sick.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it could be, and she's like, I don't remember ever being like sick. I've been cold and hungry and afraid, but never sick. So maybe there's truth to that, but I don't trust anything that comes out of that guy's mouth.
I just kind of took this at face value. I was like,
so she's immune. Okay, great.
Yeah.
But then she forces her not Targaryen people to deal with all the sick and dead and everything. And she's like, I shamed them into it. Like, she's so proud of herself.
Yeah.
And I was like, the fuck? All your main people, they're gonna die.
Yeah. Yeah, and then at the, like, what's it called? And then it, like, she's like, oh, I have to show them that I care. I have to do this thing and whatever.
Yeah,
and then
go and, like, you know, wrestle in the mud. I don't care. But don't force your people to do the same.
Yeah. So
get them some PPE, okay?
Oh my god, real. Get some N95s up in here. Yeah, so she does all this thing, and she, like, does all these things for show, to show them, like, oh, like, I'm gonna come near you, I clean you, whatever. But then, at the end, she's like, close the doors. You know what I mean? So it's like, so you were literally just showing in front of them, girl? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, so she can't let them into her city because they're too sick, and, like, the quarantine stuff didn't work. Like, trying to quarantine the sick from the not sick, like, that didn't work out. And she's been sending them healers and as much food as she can muster, but it's not a lot. And now people don't even want to come deliver supplies because the drivers have been getting sick, and then some others had also been attacked.
Yeah.
So this time she's like, I'm gonna go do it myself because I'm immune and I don't care about the health of anybody around me.
The queen must know the suffering of her people. Yeah, and like this was very
this is
dreary.
giving like like ninth grader just like learned about quote unquote third world countries and is gonna like save the world now.
Oh my god. Oh, guys, I'm going on a mission. I'm gonna go help these poor people.
Yeah, it's not like at all nuanced understanding of the situation or of anything. It's just very much like, I'll be the white savior, and I don't even know the term yet because I don't, examine anything I do with a critical eye. Like, it's
right. Yeah.
And I this time.
Sorry.
So I've been sorry. You gotta let me rant, okay?
Okay. No, I just didn't know what you said. Start again.
That's okay. So I have been ranting against these Dany chapters for a bit now. And I'm just like, they're like, she's in the worst situation and there's no good solution and it all sucks, right? But I haven't like attacked George. But this time I felt bitter against him. I'm like, why are you writing her as this like clueless child? And then also like later on she's like, oh, Dario's coming, I must go meet with him, it must be urgent, let me spend an hour picking out dresses. Like why is he writing her like that?
Right. Yeah.
Why don't we hear about John picking out fixing his hair 12 times before he goes see Melisandre or some shit? Like
yeah. Yeah, totally.
I didn't like it. I had grudges and I needed somebody to take them out on. So
yeah. No, those are good questions.
Yeah. Anyway, so
yeah, but this was all very dreary because it's just like every corner that they turn, like, they're like, oh, our mother's here, like, oh my god, help us, help my dad, help my brother,
dying, like it's just so some of these descriptions are really just,
it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, and one of the worst, like, it's all bad, but one of the worst things is that they have just corpses lying everywhere because nobody is well enough to like even bury their dead or burn the bodies or anything. Yeah. So she's like, I'm gonna get my Unsullied to do that, and Barristan is like, they're your best fighters. Let's not get them sick, please.
Yeah.
And he's like, just let me assemble an army. And then she's like, because he had been saying this, like, let me go meet them at a ground of my choosing and like let us have it out. And she's like, no, if we're gonna have a battle, I would rather be behind the walls of Meereen to do it. And she's like, we gotta feed these Astapori. What if we split up all our food equally? And Barristan's like, yeah, but then once we're besieged, we will have no food and then they will die anyway because they will have eaten their portion anyway. Like, there's just no good solution to this.
There's no win-win.
Yeah, and this is when she gets down from her horse and like everybody's like, can you please not do that? But instead she's like, I have to go show them that I care, even if I can't feed them, but I have to show them. Like,
yeah.
I can't with her.
Yeah,
I can't.
And I get it, because she's literally a child, and it's like, it's a lot easier to like, it's harder to turn away and like do what you're gonna do anyway when you're like in front of the people who your action affects. Like it's like, I feel like there's so many like what was it? Like, I think my aunt was telling me about, like, there was, like, somebody at, like, the Gurdwara that she goes to, and, like, oh my god, I wish I could remember the story. This was like from a few years ago, but like their family was like struggling and like is struggling to like make ends meet, I think, and like somebody in their family had just died or something.
Mm-hmm.
And this was like a different family who also came to Gurdwara, and she was talking about how like when she comes to Gurdwara and she tells people about these things, like everybody like not pretends but like says these things and like makes these claims, and like they're acting like they're gonna be so charitable and helpful, but then when it comes down to it, like she gives people their number or like whatever, but then when it comes down to it, like, and they sort of leave the Gurdwara, like nobody actually contacts her or like responds to her messages or actually helps out. And Danny's kind of doing the same thing where it's like she's in front of them and she's seeing the suffering, so she's doing what she
feels very performative.
totally, yeah, like doing what you can because you feel guilty in front of the person, not necessarily because you're feeling like empathy, you know, or like you are feeling empathy, but the empathy isn't what you're acting on. You're acting on the guilt of them like seeing what you're doing in front of them, you know?
Yeah.
And it just kind of sucked, you know? Because I wanted this to like more like light a fire under her ass, to be like, I need to salvage the situation as best I can, not like let me just succumb to whatever's going on, you know?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
That is a good way to put it. Like, instead of this spurring her into action, she's just further like, oh well, I can't do anything, so fuck me.
I'm just
It's
a little
like,
girl anyway, you know? Yeah.
yeah. And so then Grey Worm shows up with some of his people, and they like help. I think they end up burning all the corpses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Grey Worm begs her leave so that the Unsullied can go wash in the seawater in the salt sea, which
Mm-hmm.
I guess is like supposed to be good, like
Right.
it's disinfecting them against the disease, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's actually effective, or if this
Yeah,
is
if it's
like,
enough.
we're just like
Yeah.
medieval world, this is enough, we're good. Like, this is
Yeah,
George saying to
totally.
us, don't worry, like,
Yeah,
they're
just
gonna be
because
fine.
sometimes, like, because clearly, if this thing is spreading so much, like, it could be faster acting than it even took, you know, or like
Yeah.
it could
And
just
what about
not
all
be
the
enough
people
or
who don't
affected.
take the salt bath?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
right?
Like it just there's just too many factors.
Yeah. So then she returns to her pyramid, and her handmaidens are like arguing over who's going to have sex with Ricaro, who's one of her blood riders.
Hmm.
Apparently, he's grown almost half a foot during his time away from Marine, and returned with arms and legs thick with muscle and 4 bells in his hair.
Hmm.
So this guy had a bit of a
He's
glow
hot
up.
shit now. Yeah.
Yeah. Um this is just like such a weird aside. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Also,
And
okay, wait, sorry. The thing of like Lady of Spears, the great goddess, whatever. Have we heard about her before?
I don't know, maybe in
Okay,
passing.
okay, cool. But I was like, oh, new religion
I
just
think,
dropped.
yeah.
Or just new goddess just dropped.
Yeah, we
But
might have, but
we
I
don't
don't
know her
know.
true name though. Because we've not.
Only the Unsullied do, so
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Okay, and then Miss Sandy is helping her like wash up and everything, and she
Mm-hmm.
says that she heard the Astapori scratching at the walls last night.
Wow. I don't think this is the Astapori.
What do you think it is?
I feel like it's like some Yunkai bitches or something. Like they're trying to get through. I don't know.
Like, get through the walls? Like, they're in a room inside a pyramid in the middle of the city. How are they hearing scratching on the walls
I
of the city?
I I don't know. I don't know.
Okay.
But this is like so suspicious and I don't think it's the Astapori.
Okay, interesting. Yeah. So, yeah, Danny's like, it's fine. I have those dreams too, but don't worry. The camp is half a mile away from the city. There's no one scratching at the walls. And Miss Andy's like, okay, if you say so. And so they continue getting her ready, and then she's reminded that she's meeting with the Green Grace and Resnak and then Hisdar. So she's got to hurry up and get on with it.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out that the Green Grace and Resnack are here to explain some of the traditions of the marriage, of the wedding to her. One of which is that all the women in Hisdar's family get to inspect her body to make sure she's fertile and can have babies and shit.
Yeah.
Which, why? Okay.
This is
not just what, but like, how are you gonna know just by like looking at her?
Yeah. How you know? Yeah. Literally, there's just so many things that you can only figure out internally. Like, there's just,
yeah,
you know.
and I get it. Like, it's hard to take that cultural relativism
Mm-hmm.
mindset when it's a made up culture. Like,
yeah.
um so that's all I'll say about that.
Yeah, like, girl, you not gonna know if my tubes are tied.
I guess it's just one of those, like, it's just for the it's a thing you do, not because it like actually
it's just
has
the ceremonial aspect. Yeah,
exactly.
it's just like, I just don't like any of these traditions that are like, let's make the girl do something deeply like embarrassing and weird, and then the guy just gets to chill, like,
yeah.
I think I just don't like any ceremony where that's kind of the bottom line, where it's like, let's probe her and see what's going on.
Yeah. And so the whole ceremony involves like praying, and they have like a special cake that's supposed to like make her all fertile and ready for marriage and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And also after that, she's got to wash Hisdar's feet because it signifies that she'll be his handmaid.
Mm-hmm.
Which, like, the people there's like,
Mm-hmm.
they should know better than to bring this up with her, right?
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not gonna be eating that cake, and I'm not gonna be washing his feet. Whatever, get out of my face.
Yeah.
And then she suggests like getting married by the Westerosi rites, and then they're like, the people of Gis won't deem you married under the gods here, so you would be like Hisdar's concubine, not his lawfully wedded wife, so you have to do it our way.
Mm-hmm.
And she like flashes back to Dario telling her to get them together under this pretext and just kill them all, or
Mm-hmm.
just deal with them all at once. But she's like, she pushed the thought aside. It was not worthy of her. And I'm like, I wish you would. I just wish you would do something rather than this bunch of nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then another thing that they are suggesting to her is that as like a wedding gift, she should open the fighting pits for Hisdar.
And she just and like, yeah.
And she doesn't say no, that won't ever happen. She says after the wedding he'll be king, he can do it himself. I want no part of it. Let the blood be on his hands, not mine. And
she's like, I'm so tired of fighting this one battle. But she basically is just like, I'm tired of fighting this battle. Do what you want. And it's like, girl, the one thing you've been actually standing for and putting your foot down for, like, you've completely let go of that too. Like, you just can't.
Yeah, so like, so she has not been like, she's been distancing herself from her dragons because it goes against like her moral code, to kind of cause that kind of destruction. But now she's not even sticking to her moral code, so what's the point of anything?
She is like completely let go of it. And it just is, this is like so depressing. Like,
and like, to look at it from like the other side, so like this is something like, if we were like being purely cynical and looking at it as a PR move, people want this to open. She could get more people on her side if she opens the pits, as opposed to if she just lets Hisdar open the pits.
Yeah, especially because the biggest
so if it's gonna happen anyway, take ownership of it and like.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, Because right now it's like he is the one responsible for creating this peace. Like, like she
Yeah.
told him to get the peace and then she'll marry him. And then now he's got the marriage, he's got the peace. Like, she, like, day by day, she's kind of losing. And especially if she goes through with any of these ceremonies, like, she is already kind of losing all of her authority, and like it makes sense that she's gonna be losing people and people aren't gonna look to her anymore. And especially with all the
Yeah.
rumors of like she lets her dragons feast on kids all the time, like all the things, like it's just, yeah, like from, yeah, like just to somebody who's not like looking from the perspective of not her, like it's just not good. Yeah, she's,
It's also sorry, I lost my train of thought. Let me
no,
find
that's
it.
okay. Yeah, like not only is it not what she wants to do and the way she wants to rule, like it's like she's not good
Okay.
at doing it the way that she wants, but she also isn't, she can't let, like there's lines she won't cross because she's like, this is against my morals, right? But then, so she's not even getting the benefit of crossing those lines, but she's not even doing the right thing anyway.
Yeah, and also this whole marriage, I the so it's looking like if they get married, they're like equal rulers.
I don't think
What
they will
I
be.
thought
I don't.
going into it, it should be like he's her like king consort, like he's
Yeah,
their, you know, he's her thing, like just like a peace offering. Not that he's like equally as in charge as she is,
totally.
but
Like,
that's
this is a
how it
bad
seems
idea.
like they're turning it into.
Oh, totally. And she's like, she's letting them too. Like, she hasn't. As I don't even think she's given them a reason to not, like, make it that way. You know what I mean? Like, sure, here in private, she's like, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that? Whatever. But, like, it's not like, yeah, you're right. Like, the wedding is not being pitched that way. And that's also something that worries me. Like, I think it's gonna be really easy as soon as they get married for him to just kind of, like, throw her away. Like, genuinely, like, I feel like
Right.
they could lock her up and, like, literally just kind
And
of get
like
rid.
it's not like
Because,
she's got any dragons to defend
exactly,
herself
like,
or
what's
anything.
what's gonna stop them? Literally nothing.
Yeah.
Especially, like, after they get married and it's like, well, all the power that you had, he has too. And he's got the people actually on his side who all hate your guts and only stopped killing people. And even if he himself doesn't do that, after he, like, restores the fighting pits, he does the thing. What's to stop the people from petitioning him to lock her up? Like, nothing. Like,
Yeah.
there's just no safety from her future husband, from the great maesters, or great master, grandmasters, whatever. From, like, and like there's just nothing protecting her.
Right. I mean, she's got Barristan. That's about it.
Yeah, that's literally it.
I mean,
Because
she does
even
have the Unsullied, but I don't know. We'll
I don't.
see if they survive the bloody flux, I guess.
Yeah, and I don't even know if, like, the numbers add up, right? Because it's not like there's, and also, like, if she gets taken down, are they gonna stand up and just fight without her? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And, like, should they even, when her cause has been letting everybody down anyway? Like I get that, like,
Harsh but true. Yeah.
yeah, like, I get that they probably are like, well, we don't want to go back to the way that it was, and, like, we like Danny for that sort of thing, right? But, like, like, if there's, like, no way out, they might just have to accept, like, Hisdar and his shit. Like, and especially if Hisdar, like, offers them a deal or something, like, oh, you guys will be good, like, we'll raise you, or, like, we won't enslave you, we'll just enslave other people. Like, if it comes down to it and they know that there's no way they can win, they might just take that deal.
Yikes.
Like, I don't know. I also don't trust Dario. I think that Dario's in it with them.
With like the slavers?
Yeah, I think the plum thing is just a lie. I think that Plum is probably one of the few people who's actually still on her side, and this whole thing is just a setup.
Right. Okay. Wait. What? Okay. Whoa.
Like, sorry.
Whoa. Let's wait. Can we
Okay.
get past this scene and then
we'll come back.
Because you're saying a lot of shit.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Basically, her thing is, I'll wash Hezdar's feet if he washes my feet first.
Mm-hmm.
And then later she's having this conversation with Hesdar, and he's like, "Yeah, let's like, sure, I'll wash like you from head to toe if that's what it takes."
Mm-hmm.
And he's very dismissive. He was like, it's just rituals. They don't mean anything. Marine has steeped in these foolish old traditions for too long. Let's just sweep them aside.
Wait, sorry. I just have one more thing to say. When she's still talking to the Green Grace in them, she's like, no ruler can make a people good. Even like Baelor the Blessed prayed and fasted.
She's thinking that, I think.
Right? Yeah. She's thinking that, and like he built the best temple he could. But the gods still didn't listen to him and put and put an end to war and want. And that's sort of when she's like, "Hey, whatever, open the fighting pits." But I'm like, I feel like this is just sort of cynicism getting the best of her. Like, I just feel like that whole thing, I was like, girl, you've really given up all hope, huh? Because this whole mission and this whole thing was not that. Like, it was kind of the antithesis of, like, people can't be good, like, whatever. Like, you were refusing to kill the people who'd done all these bad things, because you were like, it's fine, I can make it work, whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I get that, like, things have sucked and they just keep getting worse, and she doesn't have her dragons, and she's, like, losing faith in herself, and she's like, maybe I shouldn't have ever even done this, blah, blah. And I get all that, and I get that it sucks, but it's just one of those things when, like, somebody adopts so much responsibility, it's hard to stand there and be like, I'm sorry, I feel bad for you, because it just is like, at the end of the day, this is your job and you have to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you've taken this on and you have to see it through. And it sucks, and I know it's too much, but, like, you were the one who was like, I'm gonna do this. You know what I mean? Like, you are now responsible, as much as it sucks and as difficult as it is.
Yeah. And, like, two additions to that. So one of this is, she was like, if I can't rule a city, how am I supposed to rule the Seven Kingdoms? So this is supposed to be, like, her learning to rule. So, like, now she's giving up on that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That. But then even the fact that she's like, I'm gonna use this whole, like, people and culture as my, like, guinea pigs for learning how to rule.
Yeah.
In a totally different situation and place. How is that cool? Like,
yeah,
just all of it. Bad. Okay, Hizdahr, bad. But he brings peace, apparently. But the peace that he has, so the Yunkai, the deal that they're giving her is that because your disruption of the slave trade caused us so much money, you now have to pay us back. You have to give us gold and gemstones. So she is paying them reparations for having ended or disrupted their slave trade. Which, okay. And she's like, fine, what else? The other thing is that they will resume slaving as before, and Astapor will be rebuilt as a slave city again, and you will not interfere. And to this she says, Yunkai resumed their slaving before I was 2 leagues from the city. Did I turn back? King Cleon begged me to join him against them, and I turned a deaf ear to his pleas. And she's slaying all this stuff, and I'm like, that's exactly what you did wrong, Daenerys. Like, you let it stand, and now they've got, like,
the upper hand,
And then she's like, and then it's like, you know, she's saying, I haven't fought them, so, like, why don't they just believe me that I don't want to be at war with them? And he talks about how they don't trust her because she set one of their envoys on fire, and she's like, it was just his clothes, it's no big deal. But basically they don't trust you, and no words of yours will secure this peace. They need to see you doing some things, and one of that is getting us married,
Mm-hmm.
me crowned as king to rule beside you.
Mm-hmm.
And Daenerys is like, I guess marriage or carnage, that's my choice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this deal came way too easy. Like, I know that that's what Yunkai was saying from the beginning, like, these are the things we want, whatever. And I feel like
Yeah,
that's
but
been...
it's all the things like that she's
Yeah,
supposed to not.
yes,
Yeah.
totally.
Like, if she agrees to this, how...
What has she done? Yeah, like, what was
Yeah.
the point of all of... Yeah, if the outcome was gonna be the same, and now so many lives have been lost, whatever. Yeah. But I think, even though I know that this is what Yunkai wanted from the start, I still feel like there's some sort of something else going on where it's like, not only are all of these things gonna happen, because she's gonna be married to this guy and he's gonna be her equal, like, he's also promising to, like, get rid of her in some way. Because I think it's beyond, like, the slave trade now. Like, I think they want her gone specifically. Like, I don't think they're ever gonna trust her. And I know that we could just be like, oh, well, she has a co-ruler, whatever, so she'll stay in line. But I don't think that would be enough for them. I think it's like he's gonna take over, don't you worry. You
Okay.
know?
Yeah. Um, Sorry, I got distracted. There was a noise
Mm-hmm.
outside my door. Um, Let me... Basically, it's a horrible situation, and she is just kind of like gotten to a point where she's passively letting it all happen,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and it's bad. So she's having this conversation with, as the in the middle of this conversation with his dar, Barristan comes in. He has also bathed. We don't know if it was in salt water or not, but at least he washed up.
Mm-hmm.
And he brings news that the Stormcrows have returned, that Dario has a report to make, but he'll only make it to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, oh, I have to go do that. Sorry, Histar, bye. um, so then she's like in such a hurry, but this is when she's like, in the end, she tried a dozen gowns before she found the one she liked. Just like, it's, I don't like that he's doing this with her
Mm-hmm.
character.
Yeah.
like I get it, she's a teenager, teenagers are like this, but she's also like a ruler who has been through a lot of shit and like kept her head on right through a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So why is she so incompetent all of a sudden, you know?
Yeah, totally. Yeah, sometimes it feels like a different Dany than we've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like a regression in her character,
Yeah, like, I
basically.
think that there's a difference between, like, I get that he's trying to show, like, how difficult it is to just, like, sort of, like, have this, like, one random girl come in and, like, fix a system, whatever, and, like, it can't work, and it would all have to be torn down for it to work, right? Just because there's too many moving pieces and too many things interwoven. But I think that there's a world where he can show that and, like, not have her completely abandoning her morals. Like, I think it would be just as effective. It might be just as frustrating, but I feel like it would have been an easy switch to, rather than have her, like, completely abandoning herself. And maybe that's his point, is, like, that's what sometimes it comes to, but I just feel like there's a better way to do it where, like, maybe she's making bad decisions, but they're not bad because she's letting go of her morals. They're bad because they're ineffective. Like, I think that there's a way where she's ineffective and it's not working and things aren't getting solved, but she isn't losing who she is. So it's less frustrating as a reader. Like, you can still tackle the same problems and make the same points without totally, like, I feel like,
Yeah,
making
but
us frustrated
also,
and mad at her too. Like, I feel like there's a way that, like, he could have preserved her POVs, but still have all these things going on, if that's what he wanted. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Even her morals are somewhat, like, conflicting. Like, it's... See, she started out on this, like, war against slavery. And she was like, I'm gonna burn that shit down. So, like, so there's, like, that seems aligned, but there's a conflict in that she's, like, against slavery, which is, you know, pro people, but she's pro also burning shit down, which is kind of like, you know, lives get lost in that. But now she's like, I want to end slavery, but I don't want it to get bloody.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm a peaceful protester, and that's all. Like, no violence. Like, she's preaching non-violence in a situation that cannot be that. Like,
yeah, totally.
You sometimes just need violence to take down oppressive regimes. It's just not sometimes, actually every time in history that an oppressive regime has been taken down, there has been a need for violent actions, and she's abandoned that. So, like, yeah, like, the part, it's like she abandoned, like, the fight, the, you know, the willing to shed blood for this cause. She abandoned that, and because that turned out so horribly, she's now abandoning even, like, what she was fighting for in the first place. Yeah. Okay, I don't know if any of that made sense, but
that was like a great summary.
Okay, all right. Yeah. So she summons all her people to go over what's going on. Dario's there. He's got blood. He got a little cut, but he also got whatchamacallit. He's got some other guy's blood on his sleeve because this guy said that they should betray Daenerys, and he was like, I will not abide that, so I killed that guy. And very gallant, said Sir Barristan in a tone that suggested it was anything but.
Man, can Barristan take over? Just kidding.
And he's Daria's bringing news that they're basically being surrounded on all sides, and they're even, like, setting up ships across the river so that they're cut off from that. Just, like, everything is going bad. And he brings news that the second sons have gone over to the Yunkai. Now give me all those wild theories you were talking about later.
I don't think that this is true.
Okay, why?
I think that the second sons, because you know how she sent them to scout and, like, figure stuff out, whatever, like, and maybe my issue here while reading this chapter is that I'm applying the direwolf principle across the board, where, like, the dragons want to keep her safe, and the dragons know who is safe, and the dragons
the direwolf snarled at Tyrion that one time, so why would they do that?
I don't know.
So even I'm just saying, like, even the direwolf principle
isn't always consistent. Yes, but wasn't that a long time ago? And maybe he hadn't ironed that out yet. You know?
Sure, but direwolf dragons aren't direwolves. Direwolves.
I know, and hey, do not. Don't interrupt me to say the thing that I'm literally saying. I'm saying maybe I am applying that way too far, right? Like, totally, you're right. Like, maybe I'm taking that too far.
I do love the name, though. The direwolf principle. TM.
And yeah, like, maybe that's what I'm doing, right? But I feel like the fact that the dragons liked Ben Plum does have significance to it. And I think that I also just, like, trust his vibes more than I trust Dario's. And I think that, like, Dario's betrayal also makes a lot more sense than Ben Plum's. Because as far as we know, like, Ben Plum's always been very consistent. And, sorry, okay, I know that I'm mixing people up. Grey Worm was the one that Dany had freed. How did Ben Plum come into the picture again?
So, Ben Plum and his second sons, as well as Daario and the Stormcrows,
they're also
were companies.
Yes, okay.
Hired by Yunkai, and she basically got them to come to her side. So they betrayed Yunkai for her, and now it seems like
flipped back.
Don Ben Plum has gone back to the Yunkai.
Yeah, I think it's the opposite, where Daario got flipped, but Ben Plum didn't, but Dario, like, maybe Ben Plum found out that Dario flipped, and now Dario's playing this gambit,
Yeah,
whatever.
then why hasn't Brown Ben Plum sent any messengers
I
or
think
gotten in touch with her?
maybe Dario, maybe Ben Plum is the guy that Dario killed. Like, maybe they've been, like,
Yeah, but
displaced
then what
farther
about
or
the
something.
rest of his company?
I don't know. I just feel like this isn't true. Like, maybe they're tied up fighting the Yunkai or something. Like, there's something. Maybe we'll find that out in next chapter. I just don't think. Like, I think especially after the events of last time, and Dario's just back and he's chill, even though we know from Dario's whole history that he's always the one preaching, like, let me kill all these sons of bitches. Like, you know? Like, I feel like. I just think that this is a dark. And I think also with. Also, sorry, another thing that I don't like about Dany chapters, I get that, like, it's to show that she's paranoid and everything. It just bores me, honestly, is how every single chapter she's like, is this my betrayal for love? Is this my betrayal for whatever? Genuinely, I'm so bored of this line of thinking. Like, I don't know, and I know that it's, like, the smallest problem in her chapters, but genuinely, it bores me to death at this point. But I guess I do have to consider it, because he won't stop beating me over the head with it. So I think that the betrayal makes much more sense to be Dario than Ben Plum, and I think it also makes sense for it to happen now that, like, they've actually had sex. Like, it makes more sense to be, or what was it? It's one betrayal for love.
Gold,
Love.
blood, love.
Okay, and she thinks that Jorah's is love. And
I don't know, dude.
Okay, yeah. She says this way too often for me to not know. But okay, I think this one is gonna be...
Because, like, it's not for... Jorah's, if anything, it's for gold. If his...
Right.
It's his, yeah.
Yeah, but anyway, I just think that it factors in better. And I think... Yeah, and I think it also fits in to, like, the master scheme of his Dar and the Grandmaesters and Yunkai
So they're
that I'm sort
in
of predicting.
League with Dario?
Not that they're in league with Dario. Like, I think Dario's been bought by Yunkai, but I think that the other guy, or the, like, his Dar and Grandmaester and whatever, I think they're in league with each other, but I think that, like, now they're, because, you know, when he went to see Yunkai or whatever, like, I think now they're gonna be together. Like, not that Dario's attached to his Dar, but they're attached through Yunkai, who now has both of them.
Yeah, okay. I do want to point out some, like, interactions with Brown Ben Plum in the last Dany chapter.
Okay.
So they're talking about, like, what a dire situation they're in, and Brown Ben Plum is like, we need the dragons the way I see it, and she says, I'm sorry, Ben, I dare not lose the dragons. She could see that was not the answer that he wanted. And then Dany's like, how large of an army can we muster? Not large enough, begging your royal pardon, said Brown Ben Plum. Mm-hmm. And then he asks for provisions and, like, gold and stuff, and then he leaves. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. That is a little suspicious.
Because it seems like he didn't have the most confidence in her the last time we saw him.
And I don't blame him for that. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let's
but
so
it
potentially Dario's
it just doesn't
a
make sense to me also for Dario to just, like, come back and suddenly be chill with everything that happened.
What's everything that happened?
Like, they had that fight, the little spat.
Yeah, where he was like, be a dragon. He was literally asking her to do the same thing that Brown Ben Plum was doing. And she was like, I don't want to hear from you. Leave. But then she called him back. So.
Yeah. I just don't like it. It's suspicious.
Okay, all right. Dario's suspicious. I mean, I can agree to that. But as they have taken it, you know, like, they think they're assured that this is true news, that yes, it is, the Second Sons have gone over to the Yunkai, and now they're like, okay, what the fuck are we gonna do?
We also hear about the Quinton and party showing up.
Oh yes, yeah. Dario tells them that he had some people that betrayed or like have come over to her side from young Kai. So
Yeah.
if your theory is true, they've come over to Daenerys. Like, do they know that Dario has betrayed Daenerys? Because their thing was to actually go over to Daenerys, right?
I don't think so.
So they're still under the impression that Dario's cool with Daenerys, but you think in reality he's not.
Yeah.
Okay, it's getting so convoluted. But yes, we hear that he picked up some people who joined his side. Great, amazing. Okay, their plan: hoard food, close the gates, get ready to fight.
Yep.
And Reznak's like, "What up the Ostapori?" And she's like, "Don't close the gates. Don't make me say it again."
Oh my god.
They were her children, but she could not help them now, so let them be.
If I marry Hisdar before the sun comes up, will all these armies melt away like morning dew and let me rule in peace? Girl, and let me rule in peace is crazy.
It's like a oxymoron, right? Like,
oh, totally, yeah. Yeah, and yeah.
Yeah, and then she's like, "But the Brown Man Plum, my dragons trusted him." I'm like, maybe the dragons just like that he was willing to use them in the fighting and not just lock them up.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, anyway, so she sends everybody away except Dario because she has further questions for him. But the questions are, take off your clothes and have sex with me. And he's like, gladly. So they do that. I guess she didn't take my advice to masturbate, so she's still been pent up.
Oh my god.
Alright, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the world is burning down around her and she's like, let me just like forget about it and have sex.
Forget about it.
It's like whenever I get overwhelmed and I'm like, I'm gonna go take a nap. Like, I don't want to think about anything. I'm just gonna go take a nap.
Yeah. Maybe she comes out of this with some great epiphany, you know?
Sure.
Maybe she's having sex and she realizes maybe Dario
Maybe
slips
it's
up.
really bad sex and then she finally gets over Dario.
Stop. Yeah, maybe this is what she needed to kind of be able to just I don't know.
All right. Okay. Predictions. I don't know.
I don't got any.
Marriage, peace.
She's gonna burn to the ground. I don't know. Yeah, I think she's getting locked in a dungeon by the time the next chapter comes around, to be so for real with you.
So that means like they've been married and like.
Oh wait, all those things have happened. Sorry, I have long range predictions. No, they're like locking her up and shit. Then
maybe they'll lock her up with her dragons and then she can finally bond with them.
Oh my god, and then it'll end up being actually good for her, maybe. I think short range, I think the wedding's gonna happen.
Well, you mentioned that Quentin and Party have arrived. Will that make any difference?
They're definitely gonna want an audience with her. I mean, maybe I feel like right now the best we can hope for is like she hears from them, she realizes like sort of like she realizes that Hisdar is like gaining strength and she isn't, whatever. So I feel like maybe it's just like she's gonna be like, "Okay, Hisdar, we gotta drop a contract, you're gonna have less strength than me, whatever," and then like she could marry multiple people, sort of thing, just to prove that he's not the only one in power, sort of thing.
So she's gonna marry Hisdar and Quentin?
She could.
No, but is that what's gonna happen?
I don't think so, because I think by the time that happens, the other people are also gonna be showing up.
Why just not take like 10 husbands? What's the big deal?
That's fine too, but like
all of a sudden the dragon has 12 heads.
Yeah, like cause who was that guy? Who did we see? Oh, in like Tyrion's chapter, I think, where we see like Euron and them sailing on the ship. So I think they're about to arrive. So I think it's gonna become a thing of like she has to decide who to marry, if to marry all of them. Maybe she just does marry all of them. So I think that all is gonna happen first before the wedding happens.
Okay. So everybody's gonna arrive before the wedding.
Not everybody, but I think at least Euron also arrives. So it's like Euron and Quentin.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I don't want to think about this anymore. Next chapters.
Mm-hmm.
Give me your hopes and predictions.
Okay. I think let's get Asha and let's get Quentin.
Okay. Interesting. So we're reading chapters 37 and 38 next time.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 second. What? Oh. Chapter 37 is called The Prince of Winterfell.
Was this Theon?
What do you mean, was this Theon?
Or is this fucking God, what's his name? Rickon?
What?
Because he is technically
We're gonna
the
get
Prince
a
of
Rickon POV now?
We could. Okay, it's either Rickon or it's Theon. Because didn't Theon call himself Prince of Winterfell?
Yeah, when he took over Winterfell.
Yeah. So it's probably Theon. So then it's like, oh, we're abandoning Reek behind, and this is good. This is a step in the forward direction. That would be cool too, but I'd also just love to see where the fuck Rickon's at, you know?
Right, but I don't know. He's still like 4, maybe 5. I don't know how, what kind of a chapter that would be.
Oh, wait, is he 5?
Because I think he was 3 years old in book 1.
So isn't he like 6, 7 now?
It's no, because Arya was like 9, and John thinks about how she's must be 11 now. So
okay,
like depending on birth dates, maybe 6, but very likely still 5.
Okay, never mind. Then I think it's Theon.
But even if it's 6, like how much more mature is a 6-year-old compared to a 5-year-old?
Well, I was thinking like 7 to 8-year-old, which is what Bran started as, right? So
right, okay,
yeah.
All right. Yeah, I think Bran is maybe 9 now. Maybe.
That's wild. A 9-year-old with the third eye, like.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you're sticking with Theon. So if it's Theon, what are we gonna see from Theon?
Okay, so he's going to the wedding, right? Or no, Bolton had a task for him or something.
Well, Lady
Oh, yeah.
Dustin asked for him. We don't
Lady
know
Dustin.
why.
Right. I thought it was gonna be like confirm if this is Arya. Yeah, I think they're gonna try and get like confirm if it's Arya, and then maybe wedding prep. You know, maybe we'll see them walking on over to the wedding, riding on over to the wedding. You know.
Okay. Cool. Chapter 38 is called The Watcher.
The fuck does that mean? Okay, hold on. Who are the POVs? And what could any of them be watching? Is it Bran?
Okay. That would be interesting. Yeah, I guess it could be because he's watching things. But they never refer to Bloodraven as the Watcher or anything.
Maybe every new guy gets a new name, you know? He's the Watcher. I just don't know who else it would be.
Maybe it's a Night's Watch person, a watcher on the wall.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe
that'd be so many wall POVs because now we've got like John and
Melisandre.
And like I'm counting Sam even though he's no longer at the wall, but you know what I mean.
Yeah. The Watcher. I feel like there's a way to twist this for it to be any character. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, everybody watches something.
Yeah, it could be Davos waiting for something. Asha waiting for like I feel like you could twist it to so many watchers. Yeah. But I think who did I say I thought it was though? Bran.
Bran, yeah. So you're gonna stick with that?
I think so for now.
Okay, all right. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, we're just reading those two.
You said you were really excited for these chapters.
Yeah.
Slay. Okay, let's see what happens.
Well, there's excited and then there's excited.
Mm-hmm.
I won't say which,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah. I mean, there are definitely going to be a lot to talk about.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
All right. All right. Okay. Let's just wrap it up.
Mm-hmm.
Folks, send us emails. Our email is popculturesymposium@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram. Join the Discord. Enter the review contest. Do the things. Make us happy. Be happy. Be angry at Daddy and George. And until next time, farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.